Okay, we're live. We're live. I gotta pull YouTube up here just to make sure. My wife over there being kooky. There is something wrong with you. In a good way. Wait, what was that? Hey guys. Oh. All right, I'm gonna give it a minute. I'm ready. I'm live, but I will be right back. All right, I'm back. Yep, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. All right, what's going on here? Whoa, that went down. Notepad. Okay, I'm live, and I quite literally just got finished processing 2 rolls of Super 8 movie film. Just got finished, well, within the hour. Just hung them up to dry. It's been a little crazy. Hey, Barry. Yeah, it's been a little crazy with processing and scanning film for people lately. Hey, Scorpio, how are you? I've been trying to find time to work in some video ideas, and so let me show you all the ideas I have jotted down for videos so far. What do you think of that? No, I'm kidding. This is my ideas book. This is when I get ideas from viewers like you. I jot them down, and I have lots and lots of them, different things that are going to happen soon, and we're going to talk about a couple of them tonight, today, this morning, or you know what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah, thanks, Barry. I want to show you what my mom made me. This is pretty cool. We just got back from Indiana, a little family trip, and we visited my mother and my sister and all kinds of cool family, nieces and nephews, my aunt. Yeah, my mom is really good with like ephemera related things. And she makes really cool like notebooks and well just stuff. Pillows. She made me some pillows. But look at this. Look at this just for jotting notes. And then she puts these really cool vintage camera cutouts. She makes these little pockets in here that you can put stuff in. Oh, that's something I really need to. Can you guys read that? Collect memories, not things. Yeah, if you guys could only see the collection I have in this room. Ooh, did that say memories or moments? Because the other one says, oh, moments. Yeah, I can't read. And then she put one in the back with some cool ticket, you know, like movie theater. Anyway, my mom's really good at this kind of stuff. Junk journaling, that kind of thing. I want to fill this with these notes. Oh, hey, Cecil. I'm doing good, Scorpio. Thanks. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Yeah, yeah. That's my mom's good at that kind of stuff. she's done a lot of that. She made these pillows for me. I have two of them. She's made some for my wife. Look at this pillow. Just a nice, boom, throw pillow. She does all kinds of cool things. She, in fact, got me that picture that's hanging right, come on, point there, right there. I don't know where I got that one. Didn't know that camera had a blackout slide. I know I'm missing something, Barry. Blackout slide. That's awesome. Yeah. So I want to get into a little bit today. I keep saying tonight. I don't know where everybody's at. I think Barry is in Florida like me, but I don't know where everybody's at. But I want to get into a little bit today. Maybe not the whole stream, but continue on with the little discussion we were having last week about the film festival. I think it's a great idea, and I've been kind of thinking of some ideas of some cool prizes, and I got a message from my buddy Dave Knopp over at Knopp Top, and he had a really good idea about the festival too, which made a lot of sense, and then it kind of sent me back to a festival that my old filmmaking partner and I were involved with. I think it was 2007, where to sort of make sure that everybody was shooting a film specifically for that festival, I know you guys have heard of this, they included a couple things you had to include in the film itself so that you didn't use your cousin's film that he won festivals last year with, or you know the routine. Anyway, so, and also maybe a theme. I'm not sure what yet, but, you know, like we said last week, 3 to 5 minute Super 8 or 8mm film. I want to give it some kind of a little theme, and I want to include maybe like one item that has to be seen in the film, so we know that, you know, everybody's on the up and up and that you actually made the film for this little festival. So if you have some ideas about what might be kind of fun to include in said film, let me know. Oh, camera in the notebook, yeah. Oh, had a slide. Yeah. Ooh, slide it in, slide it out. Yeah, that's cool. She does good with these little pockets. She makes my kids stuff all the time, and my wife. Excuse me. I have my water with me today as well. Sometimes I've been noticing when I do this constant talking, which sometimes I get yelled at for doing at home, I get scratchy, and so I got my cup that I take everywhere with me. You guys see what that says? My kids, Daddy, you rock. They got this for me years ago. It's never had anything but water in it. Hey, there's Travis. Yo, 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 what's going down? You are, my friend. I was waiting for you. Always last to the party. What kind of camera did you get, by the way, Travis? What's this pocket camera you were talking about? I should have dug mine out. Travis and I were talking a little bit earlier about pocket Super 8 cameras, mainly because the last video I just did was with my pocket 35mm camera, which, if you haven't seen it, it's a tiny little camera, little Olympus XA that fits in the palm of your hand. But I'm a connoisseur of Super 8, as you know, and I like small cameras. In fact, I think it'd be kind of fun to try to fly a camera on a consumer drone, but you got to find one small enough. You almost need a camera that's just basically cartridge size, kind of like you remember the 110 years ago? There was a 110 camera. There was a bunch of companies, they would give them away as promotions, but I wish I had one. It was essentially just, you were kind of just holding the 110 cartridge, and there was a little housing that it snapped into with a lens in the front. So that's kind of what I need with Super 8, something that's very, very tiny. I can't even remember which one I have, but it's about twice the size of a cartridge, but sadly it doesn't really work. So that's not going to work. Oh, Eric, that's right. Manny, you're from Arizona. I always get that confused. Hey, how are you, my friend? For the Film Fest, will the films be premiered in a theater or online? I like the idea of Super 8 Film Fest. So that's a good question. They would be premiered online. It would just be 3 to 5 minute, 2 to 5 minutes, somewhere a 5 minute maximum film length. I think we don't want to get crazy with it right now. My buddy Lyle, who's here most of the time, but he sent me a sort of a little breakdown. He did hit a lot of good points, and his original theory was maybe 2 minutes or 2.5 to 3 minutes, so that people could use one cartridge, which isn't a bad idea either. But if you're going to do a short film, it's probably going to be 2 or 3 minutes anyway with 2 cartridges, because as we all know, everybody but me makes mistakes. Didn't hear anything from the other room. So yeah, they'll just be online for now. Ovi, how are you? You were battling the trolls and the ads. Yeah, I know. If you put yourself out there anywhere on social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, anywhere, you're going to get people that just don't like what you do. Hey, Rich, how are you, bud? Agfa made a tiny, yes, they did, a very small, and I think it's in the same vein as the one I have, and I know Shinon branded one as well. I wish I had mine out. Mine doesn't work anymore. It did when I first got it, and I got it really cheap. I can't even remember where, but I got it for $10 or something like that. It's basically just a little rectangle, thin rectangle with that magnetic. I have one similar to it. Shoot, I wish I would have had it out and ready, but I don't. I didn't buy the Pocket Super 8 camera. I did buy the Kodak Oh, it doesn't work. That's the Kodak Analyst. Isn't that the one that that does frame by frame? Or what am I thinking? You guys know what I'm talking about. 1 frame every 10 seconds. I'm having a brain fart. Come on, somebody tell me, what is it? What am I frame by frame. Yeah, the Analyst. I've looked at a couple of those. Hey, there's Lyle. How are you? Intervalometer, time lapse, both of you. Yes, thank you all. I don't know what, you have these moments, I'm sure, maybe it's just me, where you just totally lose track of what you were thinking about, which I do regularly. Time lapse, yes. I think that's what the Analyst is. It was made for surveillance, I believe. Kodak made a Super 8 camera for, you put it in the stores, in your grocery stores or your convenience stores, or anywhere you want to monitor criminal activity, or hopefully no criminal activity. Kind of like the time-lapse cameras they had in 7-Eleven when they had the video cameras that were terrible quality. So back to the film festival. I'm really seriously considering something this summer, which is coming up soon. I'm still trying to work out maybe a fun little trophy idea and an award of some sort, maybe a couple of places. My foot itches. There, it's done. But I think a cool trophy. You know what? Speaking of that, I want to show you guys a trophy that it's probably the coolest one I've seen as far as small film festivals that my partner and I won. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, so this is, I don't want to give it away yet. Let me hold it down here. This is a film festival. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. It's Florida. It's a Florida film festival. Excuse me. It's called Love Your Shorts. It's a great little catchy title. It's changed hands a couple of times, and when we first got involved with it, It was the best film festival I've ever been to, and I've been to festivals all over my country. Um, they treat filmmakers the way you expect that they should treat filmmakers during a film festival. Now, I will say it was a digital film for us, digital film, and they had all kinds of categories, and it was very well put together. And it was in Sanford, Florida, and we did a film in 2013, and this is what we won. Now, I believe this was for our movie, The Guy Knows Everything. It's the name of the film. It was a short film, about 25 minutes long, but it's the coolest. It's like, I'm not sure, pewter or stainless steel, but it's not. It's like it doesn't rust or anything, and it's kind of got a cool patina to it, and it was like laser cut and then welded onto a nice thick metal base plate. But look at that trophy. Isn't that cool? Ooh, hey, thanks, Scorpio. But and then we won best Florida flavor. You see that? I know you won't be able to read that, but it just says best Florida flavor 2013 Love Your Shorts Film Festival. This is called the Monroe. I think it's maybe, is it Monroe County? Is that why they have it called the Monroe? I don't. It's called the Monroe. I think it's in Monroe County, Florida, but I don't know. I might be way off base there. Anyway, so I'm thinking about something like that maybe. I don't know. We need a fun little trophy that's kind of well designed by someone other than me, and then I don't know, first and second place, camera with some film, and then maybe second place, a little film bundle or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, you guys think about it, because I get lots of good ideas from you guys. Bought the film too. Oh, you did get the film. What film did you get, Travis? This side towards the screen. You know, I feel bad. Hey, how are you? But I don't know your name, so I always just have to say hi this side towards the screen. But hi. You, by the way, extremely supportive. Of my channel, so you always comment on every video, and I appreciate that more than you know. All of you that are here, thank you. Hey, oh, there's old radios. Hey, you got your 1218. Oh, you got it coming Tuesday. Yeah, I'd like to know how that performs for you. That 1218, what they call the lens with a little tiny camera attached to the back of it. Bellenhouse 2709 or Mitchell. Oh, Jeffrey. Whew. I'll have to I hopefully will remember that. Thank you, Jeffrey, for putting that up there. I kind of like to know at least a little bit of who I'm dealing with, because you guys I have so many cool regulars, and I know most of them, but there are a few that I just don't, and I feel bad. Scorpio, will shooting the behind the scenes and talking about the... No, that won't be a rule, Scorpio. It would be kind of neat if you did it, but it's definitely not going to be a rule. That you don't ever have to do behind the scenes. MFX S-Star thin base. Looking forward to the fest. Bet some cool stuff. I hope so, Manny. The 48-hour film festivals are really neat. They produce a lot of cool content. The one cart festivals are kind of cool, but I'd like to go somewhere in between that, because the 48-hour film festival, it's not just film first and foremost, but it gives you a lot more leeway as to what you can produce, and you can actually do some editing and whatnot. And then the single cart film festival, which the name of that is escaping me, but that's a really cool concept. But I really kind of want to see what we got. That's good for them. So I don't want to just shoot a roll of film, edit it in the camera, send it in, we process it, and then we display it. Again, cool concept, but I don't think for us that's going to work. No, not exclusive, Manny. I think both. But I do want to keep it 8mm and Super 8. Oh, that's a just a Renee. That's just a film slitter, and I have mine right here. I actually have a couple of them. I'll show you. Renee is asking, what do you use to slit 16mm or 8mm film, which is 16mm wide, in half? It's one of these gadgets right here. I think this is made by Lomo. This is all there is to it. It's just called a film splitter or slitter, and you feed into one side. There is a direction arrow here, so you just feed your film in here, pull it out here. The hardest part about using one of these is getting them started. So getting your film started in there, and then when it comes out, you pull it. There's just a blade in there. I also have this, which is a Baya, I think is how they pronounce it. Very, very similar in principle, but it's got a roller on the top, roller on the bottom, and they alternate like checkerboard kind of. This roller and this roller are the same size, and this roller and this roller are the same size. These are smaller, and they create sort of a little connection right in the middle, and when you pull it through there, it slices your film in half. This one works great, but I think it scratches film, so that's why I ended up getting one of these, which is way more common. And they're I don't know, I can't remember, $25, $30, something like that. Good little devices. The biggest issue I have is figuring out how to connect the films. I mean, I'm terrible at orientation, so when I process a roll, unless I shoot it, I process some for other people, and I don't know which side they shot first. So Cecil's probably a lot better at that than I am. He does a lot of that stuff. Well, exclusive Super 8. Okay, behind the scenes. Rich. All 8mm sounds good. Yeah. Yeah, no worries, Renee, at all. So anyway, another thing I was thinking about, you guys think about that film festival, because obviously it's not going to work without entries, and I want to make it easy enough to where a lot of people can get involved. And I think in order to do that, you have to make it relatively simple. And by relatively simple, short, no requirements as in regards to like the number of people or you know where it's going to be shot or things like that, and kind of open to whatever you want to do within a certain theme that I think we need to figure out. And by that, maybe, I don't know, maybe horror, maybe drama, maybe comedy. Comedy's tough. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. You know, all over the place. But I do want one specific item. Like I say, I did that fest in 2007, and I think wine glass was the item that they required in the film. So if they saw a wine glass in your film, they know that you follow the rules, and that film was made specifically for that festival. Because there was a time limit on it too. So I mean, there was a chance you had a film that had a wine glass in it years earlier, but it had to also be under 5 minutes, so maybe not. Do you have any advice? Self-funding for shooting 8 or 16? Well, my advice is to shoot expired film. You know, that's a good question. It gets really expensive. We guys, I mean, we love film, but we can't deny the fact that film is expensive, and it's just getting more and more expensive. Now, I don't know if that's because more people are interested, so with a little more demand, they're gonna raise the prices, or if it's the opposite, because the demand is going down and they are charging a premium because they need to, I don't know, they need to charge enough money to keep the machines rolling. I don't know. I think there's two schools of thought on that. I personally think that demand is going up a little bit, and they're capitalizing on it a little bit. But also everything's going up in price, so it's hard to blame. You know, I hate to blame Kodak or anybody for the prices going up, because I mean you got to blame everybody in the world for prices going up, because it's happening everywhere for everything. You got 4 coming. Nice. Lyle, what's that? Item? Item is a great idea. I know it's probably a typo, but so it sounds like you got some films you've made. Are we gonna ever? You know, that's Dave. Dave's the guy I was telling you about earlier that sent me that great idea that we're gonna use. I do have films. I don't know if I'm gonna show them. I feel like I did show a trailer to one I did not too long ago. All of the films that I did that were entered in festivals, I did with my filmmaking partner. He directed most of them. We kind of co-directed the first couple really early on. He's an amazingly talented, gifted artist, and I'd still be working with him to this day if he lived in the area. But we had a lot of film festival success. I think we did, I don't know, 8 or 10 shorts. We did a ton of projects. We did commercial projects together and music videos and all kinds of stuff. I don't know. We do have some of them posted, I believe. I don't know. It's been a while. The last one we actually did, we shot it in 2018 with some really talented people too, I might add. You are welcome, Scorpio. Films with a 12-18. Not sure I'll get much, but it's worth a shot. I want to see what you get with that 12-18. I've seen a lot of... I've heard a lot about it. I don't have one. It is something I want to add to my arsenal one of these days, maybe when I clear some of it out. I have some of the 10-14s Canons, but I don't have the beastly 12-18. Hopefully yours works well, because I'd love to see some of the footage from that. But one thing I do want to ask you guys, would you guys be interested in seeing a little battle royale from 16mm magazine cameras? And Scorpio, by the way, that's another little entry point into 16mm. These magazine cameras, man, they're just a lot of fun. They're easy to use. And the biggest problem is it is a little bit difficult to get the film for them. I load my own. In fact, I'm coming up with a bit of a newer way. I'm not completely finished with it yet to load these things, but I thought it might be kind of fun to do a little battle between the 16mm magazine cameras and maybe see what they actually, the differences are. I'm missing a couple lenses on this one, but these all work great. This is a Keystone, a great little Keystone. This was given to me by a subscriber in exchange for a couple of things I did for him, and it works fantastic. This is the classic Kodak Royal that you all know about. I need to do individual videos. I've done one on this, but I'd like to do breakdowns of these. And this is the Revere. This is a good little camera. I have a couple of these with the turret, 3-lens turret. And like I say, these are all C-mount cameras, so you can change, well, besides this one. This is kind of funky, its own little proprietary, push this in and twist and pull, like a little PL mount almost, but these are C mount, so they're all interchangeable, the lenses. And the only thing with this one though, with this Keystone, is it has this, it's a 2-lens turret, and it has this this little hand grip here in the center, and what that's for is to pull your turret, pull and twist. The bad thing is it gets in the way if you want to use a bigger C-mount lens, or if you want to use an adapter on here or something. It's not going to work because this thing's in the way. I don't think it comes off. Maybe it does, but I don't think so. Anyway, I thought it might be kind of fun, and I've been working on some ideas on how to better... If you've never seen the inside of one of these things, there's all the parts. You see that? Yeah. They're a little bit of a pain to load. I'm kind of getting used to it though, but I'm trying to come up with a little device to, not to load them, but to what am I trying to say? To get the right amount of film on them. So you're not putting too much or too little. So this just goes onto my little drill, and in the dark room you twist until the film hits the end. Anyway, just a little something I'm working on. I also am thinking about trying single perf film in these which I did try once, but I tried it a different way. And if you won't be able to see this, but the main roller in these cameras, right there on top, that's the main drive little roller, and it has these perforations only on top, just on top. So you need double perf film because it also pulls from the top up here. And the way the film orients, it's not, you really can't do that. You can't do single perf film in these. So I thought about trying to do it upside down. Now you run into some issues when you scan it. It would be kind of that weird like black hole of, you know, scanning it upside down or emulsion side up, or I don't know. So anyway, I'm thinking about trying that. I don't know. What am I missing? I only have the Revere 8mm cartridge camera. It's a good camera though. I love that camera. I like that it takes 3 lenses too. Cool. Yeah, that would be cool. This is a great way to get into 16mm, by the way. And I mean, any of these cameras will be extremely comparable to the highest end Super 8 and better. The image quality is insane with 16mm versus Super 8. You really should give it a shot. Keep saying I'm gonna be Bell and Howell 200. Other stuff got in the way. Yeah, I know. I say that all the time. Did you see FPP live podcast? Their budget pro. Ah. So Barry, do you mean? Oh, their biggest pre. So you mean people are buying their cartridges with processing included, but the people are shooting the film or not shooting it, and then maybe process it themselves and reloading them or something like that? Yeah, because I could see that being an issue. And these, I mean, they're not overly easy to get. I don't know if you guys can hear my daughter in the other room playing her guitar. She's a little nut. 16. Oh, that UMIG C16, Manny, I've always loved the look of that. I think I told you that before. That's a gorgeous little camera. I'd love to have one. And I love that video, by the way, that you did on that camera. And Barry, by the way, no, I did not hear their latest or watch their latest podcast. I love their podcast, but I didn't see the latest one, but now I need to. Sorry for the typo. Oh, it's 8 o'clock there. That's right. Where are you at, Lyle? Are you in Australia? A toddler down to sleep, so I'll listen to your AirPod. Yeah. FB24 Fest. Yeah, they really are cool looking cameras. Love them. Very steampunk. Yeah, they are. I mean, I don't know what else to say. They're just, they got kind of a green leatherette to them too, right? Isn't it green? Hey, Christian, good to see you. Yes, I can confirm 16 looks fantastic. It has much more depth and way more. Yeah, you're not kidding. You acquired several 16 and 8mm magazines. Yeah, Mike, give them a shot. The 8mm ones, the 8mm mags, there's 2 different ones. But they're smaller. The smaller ones, the more common ones, excuse me, they're very easy to load. It's literally just one side through the gate to the other side. I did a video on that. Barry, they started with over 100 cartridges. Oh yeah, that's bad. I mean, well, I mean, I guess it's to be expected. The good thing is, Barry, I think they of course charge for their processing. The bad thing is, I don't know how long they would honor it. If I were doing that and I were sending cartridges to people with processing included, I mean, you know, I mean, how long do I know? Pro 8mm has dates on their film where you have to get it in by. So I'm hoping maybe FPP does that too, because do you really want to get a cartridge back 2 years later? But the good thing is, I think they have enough built into their price that if they never get it back, hopefully they can replenish. Yeah, no, you did. I like that Travis. I remember when you had that K2. The only bad thing about the K2 16 millimeter is, if I recall correctly, you have to load the magazine. It's a little different than this, but they have a magazine that goes in, and then you have, from the magazine, you still have to load into the gate. I guess it's not a bad idea. It's an easy way to keep the film ready to go, but it's not a magazine as such like the Super 8 or these magazines where once it's loaded you snap it in. With the K2 you have to snap the magazine in, then you have to still load the actual film into the camera, if I remember correct. They do. Okay, Renee, thank you for confirming that. I was wondering, I mean, and you know, no one likes a time limit, but I mean, a year, they're giving you plenty of time to shoot the film, I believe. Yeah, Manny, greenish. Yeah, greenish for now until we handle them, you know, until you film with it and it's not so greenish anymore. Oh, God, thank you everybody for coming. Sorry, I have to turn off. There's a couple notifications on my computer here. Wait, whoa. Christian, FVP rinse out 16. Yes, Christian, what they do is they reload their own magazines at FPP for these cameras. They're 16 millimeter magazines of 50 footers, and they sell them. I don't know the price offhand. I want to say in the $60 range. So they'll sell it, and they send the magazine plus prepaid processing. So you're really meant to shoot the magazine. When it's done, you send it back to them. They keep this magazine, very much like Kodak did when they first started these, and then they send you the final film scanned, and I think they even send you the original film back as well. But apparently, FPP is not receiving these back. So, like Barry was saying, they had hundreds of them, or over 100 of them. Now they only have a few. So I could see where that could be frustrating. I really could. Oh, I'm missing. Okay, Mike, I'm still... Mike, put the baby down. Kidding. I have two. Well, they're not babies anymore, but I know where you're coming from. You're waiting on 2 mags. Yeah, it could take a while coming from Ukraine now. I'm getting ready to, I think, order another Lomo tank from over there. And, you know, I'm just going to have to wait. Be patient, you know. They sell a bundle of film, processing, and scanning. It's good for a year. Okay, yeah, Barry just confirmed it again for me. Good, thank you. Yeah, I'm getting, you know, I got glasses. I need to get another eye exam. I gotta really look. You know, like old people do, you know. I'm reading, by the way, the comments over here on my computer. Oh, the film I got is shot in August. I haven't sent. Yeah, get it in. Get it processed. Dave picked up a Bell & Howell T30 XL. Oh, those cameras are fun. After seeing your video a while back, my buddy used it and got a nice roll. I was so surprised at how well that Bell & Howell performed. You guys remember when I did the little camera battle with those 4 kind of high-end to low-end cameras? And Bell & Howell was one of the top performers. I was stunned at how well that little camera did. Still am. Real happy about that. How did your K2 perform? I feel like the K2 also had interchangeable lenses too. Did it not, Travis? Oh, you just bought the film outright. Old radios, kind of like I asked with, with Jeffrey. Oh, Lyle, you're in Poland. I'm sorry, I missed that. I'm scrolling up. Okay. Kind of like, what is your first name? You comment on a lot of stuff, and I greatly appreciate it. It means a lot to me. But I just, it's one of those things where I hate calling you old or old radios. But I do know you have a love for old radios, which is also quite cool. Seems to work fine. Yeah. Yeah, you can always get it processed and scanned. You don't usually want to wait too long to get it processed, your film, because the longer you wait, the more chance you take of it not coming out right. Mike, I'm dying to see how that works out for you. I'm racking my tiny brain trying to figure out how to make a really cool tank. In fact, my goal, I set it very early on in the year, and I still haven't forgotten about it, is I'd love to make some kind of a tank. I don't care if it's just semi-automatic, hand crank, something that I can process 400-foot reels of 16 millimeter movie film in. Don't know what that's going to be yet. There is a video online, Clyde Schaefer. I don't know if any of you guys ever heard that name. A guy, I think he had either some affiliation with or went at some point to Mono No Aware, and I think he had a little affiliation with it, but he did a processor, and he used, someone is texting me, sorry, and he used large PVC tubes, like 4 of them, and he 3D printed these little holders that went down in them, and he filled the tubes with chemicals, and then he had a system with a magnetic sort of clutch on one end so the film could wind and not, it was a neat little process. It was just a little too big for me. He had to put it in his closet, and you just leave it in there. It takes forever to do, but it was a neat concept, and I like that concept. But rather than letting the film go all the way down a 3-foot long PVC tube, I'd rather it go down much shorter length, but spend more time in there with more rollers, then come to the next one. Anyway, definitely something I've been thinking about a lot lately. Yeah, I know. You got to use that Revere. Every time I hear the name Revere, I think of the Beastie Boys song, Paul Revere. Make my own big one, yeah. Okay, where am I at here? I'm sorry, guys. I'm way behind. Yeah, Renee. All of my tanks. I have 4 tanks. I have 2 that do the 1,000 or the 100-foot reels, and I have 2 that do up to 50-foot. One of my 50-footers is not working great, and one of my 100-footers is not working great. So I have 2 that I use pretty regularly, but if I remember right, they took a long time to get here. Oh, you got the T20. That's the Bell & Howell, yeah. T20, I think the only difference is that one doesn't have focusable lens. I think that's fixed focus. K2 has a Russian bayonet lens mount, and it came with the Meteor zoom. Okay. So it is interchangeable, though, right, Christian? That's correct. K2 and K3. Oh, they're both interchangeable, yeah. Mm-hmm. 400 foot at a time, yeah. Oh, that would be so cool, Mike. You don't understand. I mean, I've not been shooting. I have a lot of 400-foot rolls of film, and I've not been shooting it simply because, as you guys know, I like to process it myself. In fact, I want to show you guys a couple of things. One of these days, I promised to go. I remember somebody asked me, I think maybe it was Dave. I want to show you my film freezer one of these days because it's really kind of cool. But I do want to show you. I shoot primarily expired film. You guys know that. But it's almost embarrassing. This is just the stuff that won't fit in my freezer. These are short ends, recans, that kind of stuff. A lot of practice stuff, to be honest with you. And that is not even close. This is actually a great little box of film right here that should be in my freezer. Please don't yell at me. Yeah, see that? I've had this for a while, actually. Boom, boom, boom. Whoa! I'm gonna let that go. Hear it? That's 200T. Yeah, it should be in my freezer. And this stuff down here that made a wild exit is now stirred up Vision 3 500T. I do plan to shoot it one of these days, but I really want to. I'm either going to spool it down to 100-foot loads, or I'm going to wait until I can process 400 feet at a time. And yeah, that's not, I'm sorry to say, I wish, and I have this as well. These are 400-foot rolls, miscellaneous. Mostly like 7240, mostly old Ektachrome stuff. Good for practice. It'll be good for me experimenting with stuff. Yeah, I just wanted to show you guys what kind of a crazy film nut I really am. And this is the stuff, honestly, that doesn't fit in my deep freezer because it's full. Anyway, now that I have completely lost everything here, get back into it. What? Where are we at? Oh, Ultra 16 would be nice. Starting to construct. Wait. Mike. 400 feet? You're constructing 400 feet? Wouldn't that be cool? If someone figures out a relatively easy way to process 400 feet, I want to know. There was a guy that lived in the Ukraine that did build little, well, they weren't little, but they weren't huge. They were like lab quality machines. And I emailed him and didn't get a response, understandably. What company in Germany? It's just really $1,000. Is that Lyle? Is that that photo mat? I think you're talking about. I think Noah at Analog Resurgence. Did he just do a video on that a month or two ago? I think that's the one you're talking about. The bigger tank. I think that's Photomat. And if that's the one you're talking about, it's a very, very well built tank. I just simply don't like the way you add the chemicals to it. I don't think that would work for me. They have just a hose, and you have to add everything through the hose. That's just. I've developed enough film to know that if it takes you a minute to get all the chemicals in there, it's going to be uneven when you hand develop stuff. Yeah, that Revere takes great pictures, Christian. Actually a Camium. Oh, it's actually, your last name is actually a camera manufacturer's name, and I didn't have one, ironically. Oh, you told me that a long time ago. What was it? Oh, your last name is Bauer, isn't it? I think we talked about that before, but I don't know your first name. That's totally up to you if you want to give your first name, but I hate calling people by their screen names, but it's okay if you're not comfortable. I only have 2 cameras with 400-foot mag capabilities, Bolex and Filmo. Yeah, me too. Well, I only have 2 as well, I think. Yeah, I have my CP16 and my Aeroflex. But I'd love to shoot 400 feet. Now, I've shot lots of 100-foot loads in my CP16. Dave. And here we go. You know, the funny thing is, my older brother, is a very, very, it's funny you mention that, is a very well-established, extremely well-known in his profession magician. That's all he's ever done. He's a couple years older than me, and it's all he's ever done his whole life. Made a very comfortable living doing that. I got the same too. Expired film winning the fest. Yeah, it will be expired film winning this festival more than likely. Oh. So what will be the entry deadline for the film fest? This summer sometime? No, Rich, the deadline is tomorrow If you don't have your film in by tomorrow, you're out. Mine's in. I haven't seen anyone else's yet. No, to be honest, I don't know. I haven't thought about it yet. I think a Summerfest would be kind of cool. So, you know, probably sometime right before my kids go back to school. I don't know, maybe early August, late June, something like, or late July. How old is too old for Ektachrome? Well, that's a good question. That's a really good question. I've actually been wanting to make a video about Ektachrome, namely Ektachrome 160 in the Super 8 world. Shot a little bit of it in 16mm, but in regards to old Ektachrome, like the 160 stuff, a lot of people don't realize there's two different Ektachromes in the 160 series. Well, there's Type A and Type G, but there's also, I mean, it's the early Ektachrome 160 in Super 8 was processed in a chemical process that was called EM24. Now, that predated the EM26 process, and the biggest difference that I know of is that with EM24 you needed a pre-hardener because the emulsion on that early Ektachrome film was really soft. And as Travis can attest, he begged me to process his early Ektachrome in a color E6 bath, and I didn't do it in a cold color E6 bath because I don't like doing that. And I said, "Are you sure?" And he said, "Yes." So I did, and we lost it completely. The emulsion just melted off. So if it doesn't say process EM26 on the label side of the cartridge, I have some right over there, but if it doesn't say it on the label side of the cartridge, then I wouldn't shoot it. Or shoot it, and I'm going to show you guys really quick. This is a customer's film that I'm working on right now. And he has sent me different types. They're all Ektachrome 160. They're all Ektachrome 160 Type A. But if you'll look, hopefully you guys are able to see this. And the black bags, I've already extracted the film out of the cartridges, but there are 3 different labels. So there's this one. Let me move the rubber band. There's this one. See that blue rectangle with white writing? There's this one, which is a white rectangle with blue writing. But as you'll notice, right above it, maybe you won't, I got it too, I don't know how but right above it, the black writing, it says process EM26. This one is sort of a clear rectangle, or just takes the color of the background in blue writing, but it also says process EM26. If it doesn't say process EM26, or it has that blue rectangle, that's the old stuff. That's the EM24 stuff. This was the newer as in, I think in 1982, I think is when they changed it, somewhere in that range. But that's the newer stuff. That's the stuff that there's a slight chance that you can get some muted colors with E6 processing. So with that, I mean, if you're shooting this Ektachrome, this old 160, you can get decent images out of that. This is all the cameraman Mike stuff that we do, the found film. Only it's, you know, his film, or cameraman Mike stuff, is sound. This is my customer's film here. This is silent. But most of all the cameraman Mike stuff so far has been this blue rectangle. So you definitely can expect the emulsion to, you know, sort of reticulate and start peeling off and whatnot. But not so much with the other stuff. Hold on, I'll be right back. I'm going to put this back so I don't lose it. And that is a that's a fun little job there. Customer sent me 22 rolls of Ektachrome just a week ago. That they found it in his wife's mother. So his mother-in-law passed away, and they found it all. And it's from this late 70s and the early 80s. It's kind of cool. Okay. Where are we at? Oh man, Already been an hour. Oh, Filmomat. Is that what I said? Did I say Filmomat? Maybe. I don't know. Filmnut24. Hey, yeah, that's me for sure. But Mike, as far as older Kodachrome, yeah, I mean, you don't expect a whole lot out of it. For 100 foot to start. Yeah, well, 100 foot would be great. I mean, just getting a 100 foot tank is awesome. I leave my film out, Renee, for about a full day when I take it out of the freezer. You just really want to make sure it kind of there's no water anywhere on it or condensation. 5 grand. Yeah, is it 5 grand? I knew it was expensive. I didn't think it was 5 grand. Oh, that's for the whole processing machine, the tank and everything. Yeah, it's not cheap. I don't know a lot about 7242. I have some. You know, I have a list that I keep. I keep it on my Google Drive of every time I process a newer type of film for me, that I kind of keep track of how long it processed for and what kind of chemicals I used. And to be honest with you, I'm not real sure if I've done 72. You know what? I can look. 7242? I think I have, but who knows? Okay, Svima, 3M, Focal, Agfa, Plus X, Sears, Photomat, 7255, Ansco Chrome. No, I'm not seeing. I know I've done that before. I think I may have tried it in ECN2 and got some images from it, but I don't remember. What Mike, what old Kodachrome did you get? It says regular and 160. When you say regular, do you mean the 100D, the newer stuff? Travis, it did. It looked like the Chinese noodles. I wish I had a picture to show you guys. I have it somewhere, but I don't know. Oh, that emulsion looked terrible. Goodness. Maybe I'll put. Oh, I posted it in my community tab a while back. Oh boy. Yeah, of course, Mike. Whoa, what do we got here? Scorpio, Jeffrey. I have to go, but it's great stopping by to hang with you. Okay, email. Okay, if I can email you for information about the film. Absolutely. Email me anytime. I get emails all the time. I try to respond within a day or two, but I do get quite a few. But email me anytime, Jeffrey. Filmboy24 at gmail.com. Hoping for more black. So hoping for black and white. You'll definitely get black and white, Mike, out of it. My go-to for Ektachrome 160 is just 7 minutes in HC 110B, and it seems to work fine. Oh, yeah, Lyle, thanks. Great show, bud. Okay, Manny, take care, my friend. I'll be in touch. 1218. 2 Ektachrome and 2 Kodachrome. Are they new carts? I mean, unused, or have they already been shot? The Kodachrome, make sure you overexpose it by 4 or 5 stops. 4 grand and change. Yeah, that's too much for that. Well, what is it? What's too much? I mean, that's a lot. I should say that. Take care, Rich. I guess you're leaving. Yep. Yeah, I'm just about at an hour, so I'm probably going to head out here in just a second. Not necessarily. Type A they also made later. Type A just meant was for indoors mainly. Type G was supposed to be their indoor-outdoor. Came out in the early 70s. Yeah, so it's going to be rough, Travis. Fiddling with the new K3. New to me, K. Oh, that's right. See, so you got a K3. Are long for the camera. I don't think the loop formers are long. You're ready to get rid of them. I got rid of mine. I have two K3s. One is Super 16 and one is regular 16. My regular 16, the loop formers were not in it when I bought it. And my Super 16, I converted it. So when I converted it to Super 16, I took the loop formers out. It's the best thing I ever did. Can you say any digital effects and titles? Can you use any only analog? No, Lawrence. Definitely, you could put digital titles in there. The films are going to be digitized, so as long as they originate on Super 8 or 8mm, then it doesn't matter. And I'm debating. I don't like perforations showing in film, any film. I know a lot of people do, so don't hate me. But I don't personally like it, but I'm actually debating on whether or not they need to be there maybe for the festival. Not really to prove that it's film because, you know, hopefully we'll know, but there are really good emulators out there now. Although the emulators put the perf hole in there too, so. Oh, it's unused. Okay, good. Make sure you overexpose it. Even the Ektachrome, go a couple stops over on it. 7252 is one. Yeah, that's an oldie. That's an old one, Mike. If I'm not mistaken, that was VNF processing, which can be done in black and white, but color would be tricky. Sound plug. I don't know if it has a remote or sound. I don't think it's a sound camera, is it? The 1218? And 7255 is a 7255 is a decent film. I developed some for Travis, the celluloid alchemist there, and it came out pretty good as a black and white film. Don't expect to get a lot of color out of old Kodachrome. In fact, I wouldn't expect to get any, to be honest with you. Yeah, those 110, if you have 110 reels, they're perfect for 16mm snip testing. I use now, I showed last time, I made this little cardboard thing that I use for snip testing. Oh, no worries, KD. Come in late anytime. You can watch the replay, my friend. And thank you, by the way, for always supporting this channel. And 7251. 7251 I'm not overly familiar with. I probably have some down here. I'm not going to take all my film out again, but I do have some Kodachrome 40. You see that? 400-foot roll of that, which expired in '78. So I one of these days I'd love to. This is going to be a good practice film for practicing with my 400-foot developer if it ever should happen. But and I do have a lot of Tri-X 72, 78, which is a good film. This film holds up really well, really well. This old Tri-X. And it could be from the 70s, and it still holds up well. You still want to overexpose it a little bit by a stop or two, but man, does it hold up well. That's a 24 frames per second setting. Yes, I've seen a couple of those with the 24 on them. I know a lot of them didn't come with that, so that's a good thing. Perforations. I used to look 60x9, frying, trying to break the magic. Yeah, I don't like the perforations. I know I'm going to get slack from Travis. He loves his perforations. He's a pervert. I certainly don't expect color from any old film. Yeah, don't expect too much color, Mike. But as black and white stock, it's nice. And there's no remjet on it. It's nice. Color comes out. Yeah, it comes out really bad as color. Sometimes, I mean, you can get a little color from it. If you use EC&2, I think I've done. Yes. So are you talking about like with a flash sync socket to tape recorder? Yeah. But that still doesn't work. It doesn't sync up very well. Comes out very faint, yeah. Lyle, thank you for coming, my friend. I'll see you again soon, next week. First sort of show or not show perf. I sort of show or not show perf depending on my time or whether I too am lazy to cry. Yeah. Now early on, Cecil, I did show the perforations a lot. I almost felt like I had to because that was sort of the thing, you know. Perf. Cecil, what do you? I always wondered, what do you scan your films with, Cecil? I've been getting a lot of rocks from soundtracks. You have been taking a lot of heat, Travis. I wonder if I can. Let me try something. I'm gonna try. I've never tried. Let me see if I can do this. I really don't need it, but I'm trying something. Why is that so far behind? I don't know. Travis, make a comment. I want to see if it changed. Oh, you use a Wolverine Pro. Okay, I was wondering about that, Cecil. Your scans don't look bad at all. I noticed on the last one it did float a little bit. Travis, make a comment. I want to see if it worked. Again, I don't really need it, but I just kind of want to see how you do it. Kind of a live newbie. Projector and point iPhone. Hey, you know what, Mike? Whatever works. Before I got my movie stuff retro scan, I was working on with my Ekai 16mm movie projector. I was working on a system where I would just, you know, point the camera in there, point a 4K camera inside the lens, and I mean, it worked great. You know, whatever you have. We're shooting film. We improvise. Perfs are cool. You know, like I say, most people like to see the perfs, and there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe. I don't know. I like a good, clean 16:9 crop. It's hard to do with Super 8, though. To me, the perforations are great for rushes, but it won't work most of the time for most films. Yeah, I mean, they're great if you want to just get a quick look. I agree. I've heard that the way of the macro lens is good. There it is. Okay. Make a comment here on thread area. Yeah, see, I just wanted to see how you make somebody a mod. I just always thought it was kind of cool. Oh, I did it. I did it. I wish I could find something like the Wolverine for 16. You know what? Someone's missing the mark on that. You're right about that, Cecil. It's been asked a million times, even of me. Why does a Wolverine make a 16mm? It'd be so easy. Well, I mean, maybe it would. It wouldn't be easy for me, but I do kind of wonder if they have the technology, why they can't just use a bit bigger sensor and bigger. I don't know. I agree. I wish there was a 16mm solution that was more budget friendly. So guys, look, it's been, we're over the hour mark. We're at about an hour and 10 minutes. I got to roll. I have a lot to do to get my kids ready for the school week and help out. And God, I got to finish so many projects. But I want to thank everybody for coming. If you're watching this not live, thank you for checking it out. I know I'm a goofball. We just have a lot of fun. This is what becoming more of just like a film discussion. Just kind of cool, actually. Hey, Bart. I have a 2580 Bell & Howell. I plan to convert into an optical printer. That would be interesting to see. Too much fun here. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, Bart, if you do that, shoot me an email. I'd love to see your progress. We'll talk about it. Great time. Bart, by the way, if you, I don't know if you know, there's a guy on, he's on all the film forums. His name is Michael Carter. He's also on Facebook. He does a lot of stuff like that, film printing, which is a really, really neat idea. So if you have any success with that, let me know. Thank you, Barry. Thank you, Cecil. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, everybody. Renee, KD, Travis, everybody that jumped in here. I appreciate it. Dave. I will see everybody. Jeffrey, there you are. Everybody on the next go around. Carter has a Euler printer. Yeah, I know. All right, guys. Yeah, check him out, Bart. Thank you, guys. I'll see you next time.